Hey there, Pro Church Media community, this is Jason. Earlier today I was working on a client project where I had to create this sort of icon-looking router with Wi-Fi symbol. And as I was working with some of the built-in shape building tools inside of Illustrator, I thought this would be a pretty good tutorial on how to use those shape building tools to create somewhat complex or even very complex shapes quickly and easily without a whole lot of hassle. So we're going to be working on this router, the antenna, the different highlighting, shading, angles, and the Wi-Fi symbol, which could be pretty tricky to draw by hand without any help from Illustrator. So let's get right into this. I'm going to start with a new artboard. I'm going to go over to the artboard tool or just click Shift-O to bring up that tool. And then let's just draw out something about 1080 by 1080. It's vector, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. All right, let's make a new layer, call this background. Then I'm just going to use the shape, the rectangle tool to put a new rectangle in there and make sure it's the same color with the eyedropper, which is I, and I think that'll work. Lock that off and let's move on. All right, so let's call this layer router. Okay, so we're going to start building our router here. Now in Illustrator, when you're working with shapes, sometimes the best way to go about it is to start with very simple shapes and then use other shapes to build upon those original simple shapes to create more complex shapes. That's kind of a mouthful, and if it doesn't make sense right now, hopefully it will by the time we're done with this tutorial. So our first shape here is basically this rounded rectangle, and there is a rounded rectangle tool, but I just want to use the rectangle here, and I'm just going to basically trace this out just to keep the proportions the same. Pull it over here, make sure it lines up in the center, then just sample that nice gray color and we have our rectangle. Alright, so when you select these kind of primitive shapes, you're going to get these little handles that will basically let you, round the corners, which is really super helpful. And so you can go all the way in, you can, have just very slight anything in between. So, and you can even do just one of them if you wanted to. So there's a lot of different ways you can create really cool looking rounded corners, but I want to use all of them at the same time. So just make sure they're all selected. Then, make it very slight, maybe something like that I think looks pretty good. Okay, so we have our first shape, yay! All right, let's do the same with the base here. Get another rectangle and maybe just pull it right there. Something like that. I think that'll be good. Then I want to select both of these to make sure I can get them aligned horizontally. Just come to my align tool and align them horizontally, and they're aligned. Then I'll just make sure they're in the center here and we're good to go. I'll go ahead and make this round again. If you use the regular select tool, you might not see the handles. Sometimes you have to zoom in with that. It's kind of, oops, I did the wrong thing there. It's kind of weird, like if I zoom out, you'll stop seeing them, but if I use the direct select tool, you will see them. So I don't know quite what is going on with Illustrator there, but just keep that in mind if that ever happens. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Now let's work on kind of our highlighting and our shadowing. So if you tried to draw this shape right here with all these corners and then, stuff like that, it'd be pretty complex just to try to draw that on top. So we're just going to cheat with our base here and make this highlighting out of that. So I want to copy it with Command C and then paste it with Command F, which will place it right in front of what I just copied. If you do Command V to paste like in other programs, it's going to paste it who knows where. I don't know what rhyme or reason it uses for that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Just know that that's what happens. So I'm going to undo that and just do Command F to place it in top. And then I'm just going to move it up just to make sure I have it. Looks good. Let's change it to this white color. Okay. So as I'm looking at this, pull up my pen tool. I think I'll use this point right here as like where it cuts off there. And then let me just zoom in here. Maybe I'll set another point right there. And then I can come over and select these 2 points. Just hit delete. And now select these 2 points. Command J, and that will join this into one new shape. And so you can see that was pretty easy to do. I didn't have to try to draw anything, so cheat a lot as much as you can in Illustrator. That's what it's for. Okay, so let's do the same with our shadow. For this, I'm going to use the Shape Builder tool. If you've never used this tool before, learn how to use it because it will transform how you use Illustrator. No exaggeration. Let's start by making this just a tad bit darker. Looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to drag or grab a new rectangle, and I want my shadow to obviously come under the base right here, so it's going to be a little bit under where this curve starts. And you know, if you tried to do this by hand, it's just going to get sloppy and messy and take forever to get perfect. The shape builder tool basically helps you get it perfect with like one click. So I just want to make sure it's bigger than what I want to, you know, cut out there. So I'm just going to do something like this. It doesn't matter how big it actually is or if it's, you know, perfectly aligned, as long as it goes where I want it. So let's just do something like that. And let's just make it darker just so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay, so now what you want to do is make sure both of these are selected. And there's a couple different ways the shape builder tool can work. To get it, just come over to this icon right here that says shape builder, or you can do Shift M. Okay, so if you just click on what's this shaded area right here, it's going to split the layer and and it'll basically change it to the color of, you know, what it was cutting out there. And so you can see, you know, this has a lot of different potentials because it's pretty hard to make a shape like that perfectly like that. So, you know, it can have a lot of uses that way. However, we want to do the opposite of that. So you want to make sure these are both selected, get the shape builder tool with Shift M, and then instead of just clicking this right here, you want to hold alternate and then click it, and that will basically get rid of it. And so now you can see this follows that contour perfectly, which would be very difficult to do without doing it this way. And so I hope you can see the shape builder tool is basically, you know, a lifesaver for these types of things. And so be sure to learn how to use this well, because you will use it all the time. Okay, so now I'm just going to select both of these again and use Command left bracket to send them to the back or the bottom of the layer stack. Alternately, if I want to put them on top, I could do Command right bracket to do the same thing. But that's kind of what I want right there, and I think that looks pretty good. Okay, let's work on this circle right here. So I'm going to get my ellipse tool. Alternately, you could just use the rectangle tool if you wanted to, and then just drag in the corners like that, however you want to do it. I'm going to align it with the center of the router and the edge of that base. You might see these smart guides that I have going on here. If you don't see them, go up to View, Smart Guides, or Command U. You can turn them on, turn them off if they get in your way, and so they're very handy for lining things up. Okay, so I don't want this color. Let's just select this, and maybe I'll change this to kind of more of a pale blue, something like that. I think that will work pretty well. I'm going to use this for my other circles over here that you can see. So I'm going to Command C, Command F to paste it right in front. Maybe change it to that. I'm just going to sample that deep blue right there. And then there's a couple different ways you can scale things in Illustrator. If you push S, you'll get the scale tool. And if you hold Shift as you scale it, it'll constrain the proportions. If you don't, it's going to get all wonky, which, you know, maybe that's what you want. But I want it to be the same perfect circle. So something like that I think will work pretty well. All right, and so now we're going to use the shape builder tool again to, you know, I want to have this exact same angle on this, and you know, I could try to finagle it, but why when I can just use this? All right, so I'm going to do the Command C, Command F to paste it right in front. I'll use Command right bracket to bring it to the top of my layer stack, and then just kind of move it over here, you know, maybe something like that. All right, and then I think I'm going to change it to a different blue, something like maybe that will work pretty well. And then I'll select this and then get my tool, my shape builder tool. I forgot the name real quick. And then I just want to get rid of everything outside of that circle. So I'll just hold Alt, click that, boom, I made another little circle. No hassle, no fuss, just like that. And so I hope you can see, I'm trying to drive this home, that the shape builder tool is a really powerful way to create shapes in Illustrator. Okay, so we got our circle, we got our router. I might make those circles just a tad bit bigger. So I'll select all of those and then just scale them up just using the scale tool. I think that looks great. Okay. Now let's work on these antennae. I'm just gonna kind of trace these out just so I can get the same proportions again. All right, let's bring this over. I think I'll align it right there. And then I think I'll duplicate this and drag it over there, but I wanna show you a quick way to duplicate things. So you could do the copy paste in front if you want to. Another way you can do this is you can hold alternate and then it'll make a duplicate as you drag it if you hold alternate while you're doing that. So if I want to move it all the way over there and keep it the same proportions and everything else, I'm going to click on my shape, hold alternate, and also hold shift to constrain it along the horizontal axis, and then just pull it over here. Let's go. Something like that. There we go. And I think I'm going to just make the tops these rounded corners like that, and then select them both, send them to the back of the layer stack, and we're good to go. Okay, so now we're going to use that same trick to create the other colors and stuff. So I'll do the Command C, Command F, bring it up here, and I do want it to be white, maybe somewhere about right there. So just select that, Shift M, click that, and you can see, boom, that is so easy. It's awesome. And I could actually just use this to do the same thing. So I'm gonna hold alternate, just drag it up. You can see there's different ways to do all these things. And let's make it that blue color. Shift, I need to make sure I select both of these. Shift M, get rid of that. We got another one. Same thing, Command C, Command F, so I can either do the alternate drag or the Command C, Command F. I'll pull this up there, maybe about right there. Sample this blue color. Select these both, Shift M, click, done. Couldn't be easier. Yeah, I shouldn't have done this before. I'll just get rid of that. Now I can select all of this, hold alternate, pull it over. We have two antennae, just like that. All right. And so our router is basically done, and you can see that didn't take a whole lot of effort at all, even though we have some, fairly complex things going around, at least if you if you try to do them without the shape blur tool. Okay, so let's tackle this Wi-Fi signal. So this can be a little tricky to do if you just try to draw it by hand to get the curvatures all right, to match up, to be spaced like this. Not the easiest thing in the world, but there is kind of a effect you can use to pull this off. So I'm going to come in here. Let's create a new layer, call this Wi-Fi, or Wafigi Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm going to start with a box, and I guess it doesn't really matter what color. I think I'll make it that color. Let's try that. I'm just going to duplicate this 4 times. I just want to get 5 of them. Here, let's, I don't want it to, here we go. So we'll just stack these 5 on top of each other, and then I want to get rid of these middle ones right here. All right, and then I want to select all these, drag this over, just like that. I need these all to be each a single shape. So I'm gonna select all of them, come up to my Pathfinder palette. If you don't have this open, just go to Window, Pathfinder. Pathfinder is also a very great thing to learn. If I hit Unite, you can see it makes each of these a discrete rectangle, and so that's kind of helpful. All right, so now what I want to do is select all of these, come up to Effect, go to Arc, and if you have your preview on, you'll see it happening immediately. It maintains that proportion in between. They're all equidistant, which is why we spaced them out earlier. And so you can see this, takes all the hassle out of creating these nice curved shapes. You can go more if you want. If you needed to create a rainbow, that'd be a pretty easy way to do it too. You can go less, under, whatever you want to do. Something about 50 works pretty well for a Wi-Fi signal. And you can also, give it different effects. And so there's all kinds of stuff that you can play around with, even do it vertically if you want to. But we'll go with that. Okay. So now the problem I have is that these are just all, they're still just rectangles. And if I tried to round the corners, I'm going to get some weird shapes because of how we're warping it, because of how the effect works. So what I want to do is make these actual, what I see, into discrete shapes. So I'll go to Object, Expand Appearance, and now these are each discrete shapes, have all the curves nicely done, and so the curvature looks great. All right, so now I can just click on these probably individually, and then just round off these corners as much as I can, like so. I think that looks good. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is just make a little dot. Once again, I can just bring my, if I know I want it to be a circle, I can just create a rectangle, pull all those corners in, and we're good to go. Like that. I might unite these all again just so they're one shape. So every time I click on it, it's going to have them all together. And I'll just scale it down quite a bit, put it here in the middle, and just like that, we are done with our iconish looking router complete with Wi-Fi signal. And so I hope this tutorial shows you just how powerful creating shapes inside of Illustrator can be, how much fun it can be with the Shape Builder tool and the Pathfinder. And it can take a lot of the complexity of trying to create these sorts of things by hand. One last thing, just as we close out, you might notice that there's these you see this kind of these thin lines that are where there's a lot of contrast between the dark blue and the white that's below it. And it'll drive you crazy because you can see it switches sides as I go to different zoom levels. So what that is actually a problem with the redraw, screen redraw that Illustrator is using, and sometimes you can fix it by previewing it on the CPU. Sometimes it, at least keeps it even if that's actually not so. That might actually work, but this is something that is actually inside of Illustrator, and I'll show you that if you say wanted to export a PNG, it's going to fix that. So I'll just show you how to do that real quick. So if you get a File, Export, Export As, I'll choose PNG and I'll just call it router, and I'll just replace what I had earlier. When you see anti-aliasing option here, you want to make sure it's set to art optimized super sampling. That's going to get rid of that aliasing that you're seeing right there. So just hit OK. It's going to take a little bit to think. Let's go to my desktop just so I can see, and there's my router. You can see that gap is gone, and so everything has been fixed and it's good to go. And so I hope this has been a helpful tutorial just to show you how fun shapes can be inside of Illustrator. And there's a lot of great tools to learn how to use. Get in there, play with them. That's really the only way to figure them out. So hope you have fun. Get in there, play with some shapes inside of Illustrator, and I will talk to you later.